Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I'm back with another review. And today, really excited to bring to you, courtesy of the Hasbro Toy Shop eBay store. This is the new 2024 Authentics Optimus Prime and Bumblebee. These are the Bravo class figures, so these are the smaller ones. I don't think we're getting new Alpha class Prime and Bumblebees. I'm not sure. We already looked at that Megatron, so. Um, Maybe I honestly don't remember because it's been a while since I saw the reveal of these. But as I said, I got these from Hasbro Toy Shop on eBay. That's Hasbro's little eBay store. And to be honest, that's the only place that I've seen them. I keep checking Amazon because Amazon's usually a good place to find the Authentics line. And they still have the older figures in the newer boxes type of deal. So I don't know what's going on there. Now, let me just say that these are entirely new molds, and they are different than what we've seen before, obviously. Um, these are much simpler than the original Bravo class figures, and they're far less articulated. But I do find them fun to transform. I mean, let's take a look just real quick. Yeah, there's a lot of hollowness there. But there's some fun stuff going on, and I do think these are some kind of cool variations on that evergreen design. So what we'll do right now is we'll pause real quick. We'll come back and take a look at Optimus Prime. Okay, so Optimus here is of course that evergreen design. That's the hybrid of the G1 and movie style uh, truck and robot designs. Been around for many years now. It's this is a variation on that design you'll see on party favors, random, uh, third party merchandise, legitimate third party, not the ones who are the IP infringing. Does roll very nicely. I should mention these figures were going for about $9.99, which is about right where they should be. And to be honest with you, I kind of can see that if they're doing away with the core class line, Requistat and Passe, that these smaller authentics might just uh, replace that price point and be a little as the accessible figures. Well, to start the transformation, what you want to do is come into the side here, and we're going to unpeg the arms and swing them out, just like that. And basically, just so you know, that's all the articulation there is in the arm. You can come up here and flip up the head right now. The head, I want to say, is a little bit. I'm getting hints of the rescue bots as well as a little bit of Optimus Primal with that variation of the design. Coming around to the back here, you want to swing the legs down, and then the legs are on a bar, so you want to push them forward. And after you do that, you want to then grab this whole gray front section, push that forward, and then rotate the whole thing around to bring the legs around. And there you have Optimus Prime in its robot mode. Yes, very simple. This is the extent of the articulation. Um, I would say this is on par to what the old McDonald's toys used to be like, but it's fun. It's a little fidget toy. You can give it to a younger hand, or you can have it on your desk. Um, One thing I do appreciate is that this is all self-contained. If you remember the original Bravo figure, you kind of had a parse form, the back on, it for the packaging, and then swing it around. To go back to the robot mode, excuse me, back to the vehicle mode, rotate the waist around, push it forward so it's the front bumper is flush with the chest. Uh, Push the legs back until they snap into place, and then rotate them up. Flip the head down, and then bring the arms down, and just snap it all, friction it all into place, that it closes up nicely. That is one thing I will say about these Bravo figures is that Pegs and tabs uh, secure into place much nicer and much tighter than on previous figures. So I am happy about that. You get a solid vehicle mode that you can, roll around with. So what we'll do is we'll pause and we'll come in and take a look at Bumblebee. Okay, and here's Bumblebee's clearly sporting its evergreen sports car design. Again, the hybrid of the G1 style and the movie style, although with this figure, at least in vehicle mode, it leans a little more towards the movie style. Does roll very nicely. Not as hollow underneath as Optimus Prime, but you will see when it opens up that there is some hollowness to it. Have the Autobot logo there. Just a nice design. So to get into the transformation, which is actually a little more interesting than Optimus Prime, what you want to do first is unpeg the legs from the back here, bring them down slightly, and then come in here, separate the arms, unpeg them from underneath the hood here. Excuse me, the roof. Excuse me. You're separating the hood and unpegging them from the roof. Like, very secure connections here. So bring that back. Uh, Bring the legs forward, rotate the what will be the arms now around just like that. Leave these hinges down. Pull up on this back section, it is on a bit of a slider, and then you very tight clearance to rotate that panel section down and around across the back, and then bring up the arms like so. So there you have Bumblebee's head. Obviously, that movie G1 hybrid. I think this is more of that G1 design because it has the open mouth. But as you can see, hollow here, so there is some hollowness. Um, a little more articulation than Optimus Prime, but keep in mind that moving the arms, you do end up having to move this bar around, and you have those big panels there on the back that kind of make it look a little off. But you can't move the legs independently. You get a little you get a little outward waggle. So yeah, there is it's there, but again, I think you're just buying this to transform and go back and forth and stuff. Speaking of which, to get it back to the vehicle mode, the instructions are actually not the greatest in this regard. So yeah, I'll make sure to help you out here. Bring these panels down. Make sure that it's not covering this back panel. Bring this back panel up and over. Again, very, very little clearance there to do that. And then slide it down, rotate the arms, and they're going to rotate actually on that joint there. Just be careful with this bar. It is a very thin section. And what you want to do is just bring the legs back slightly to give you the clearance to bring the arms forward for vehicle mode. And once you do that, wiggle jiggle them into place that they'll peg in, um, they'll tab in under the roof, and then they'll peg together. And there you go. There you go. Make sure all that's done. And now what's going to happen is the fists are actually going to sl slide inward, and then the legs will peg up into the back. The instructions actually kind of make it look like you peg the legs in first, and you actually don't do that. They actually show like you swing them back all the way. That's actually very makes it very hard to close up the front here. But once you do that, again, and of course the wheels are all like mushroom capped in, they're not pinned or anything, but on a smooth surface, Bumblebee does roll. So that's it for Bumblebee. We'll pause and we'll come back with my final thoughts. And of course, for a quick size comparison, you can see that Optimus Prime is a little bit bigger and a little more bulky in the chest than Bumblebee. I'm not going to say that these are great Transformer figures. Clearly, they're designed to be at a certain price point to entice people into the line. This is basically a gateway to getting you into Earthspark, Generations, stuff like that. Um, I mean, to me, I think I've actually said this before. These kind of feel like the in between point between the rescue bots, classic hero style one step transformations, and the Earthspark or the movie, kid friendly one step changers, simplified figures, gimmick figures like that. And then from there, you would go into the full generation sign. Then you go with like the Earthspark Warriors and Deluxes, and then work your way up to like generations. But on their own, they are pretty cool. Now, there are a few things I wish Optimus Prime's arms could rotate forward, but at least they're bent. And I think, you have to be very careful working that bar with Bumblebee to make sure that things rotate and line up properly for the transformations to and from vehicle and robot mode. And of course, moving the arm forward, it does look a little silly. But again, as like little figures to keep on a desk to roll around, fiddle with, I think they're really nice. And, I'm happy to have them and I'm happy to bring them to you. Now, besides Hasbro Toy Shop, as I mentioned, these should end up on Amazon eventually, but also they're designed for like drugstores like CVS and Walgreens. Um, not maybe discount and outlet stores too, but I don't know if they get stocked directly from Hasbro. So just keep your eye out if you get these little candy stores and stuff that have um, like a small toy section. These might pop up there. Then again, they might also just have the little figurines. So I think their market six is the term for what the stores that these would go into. So that's about it. If you like this review, like, comment, and subscribe. I always appreciate the views, but the likes, comments, and subscriptions communicate to YouTube through the algorithm that my channel should be exalted and held upon high. Want to make the ultimate sign of support? I do have a Patreon. It is www.patreon.com/chuckdog1999. All I ask for is $1 a month, $12 a year. No thrills, no tears, no special rewards. All you're doing is helping me to help you, to help me to help you bring figures like this to you, as well as keeping up the infrastructure of the channel. But as I always say, if you can't afford the $1 a month or $12 a year, your views are more than thanks enough. Patreon is just the cherry on top of an already generous Sunday. And I really do mean that, especially now with the summer months. Views have a tendency to go down. I've mentioned before how sites really have moved away from treating reviews as news, so there's not a lot of traction there. Um, but definitely, so really, you guys getting the word out, sharing the videos, watching them, it really does help. So that's about it. Once again, this is your old pal Chuck for Authentics Bravo Class Optimus Prime and Bumblebee. We will see you next time.